Dear Mr. Secretary General, thank you and welcome. Where does the Western Balkans region currently stand in terms of NATO integrations and the NATO interests?
Well, the Western Balkans is and has been of great importance for NATO. And you have to remember that the first time NATO deployed forces outside our own territory was in the Western Balkans. We helped to end ethnic wars in Bosnia-Herzegovina, and we helped to end ethnic war in Kosovo. We have continued to support and to assist the people of the Western Balkans in different ways. In Bosnia-Herzegovina, by helping to implement reforms, to modernize and to reform the armed forces and the security sector. And we are very impressed because 2 decades ago you had 3 armies in Bosnia-Herzegovina fighting each other. Now we have one unified army under one united army under unified command in Bosnia-Herzegovina. Of course, you still have a long way to go. Of course, there are still many challenges and many problems, but compared to where the Western Balkans and Bosnia-Herzegovina were 2 decades ago, you have made enormous progress. And NATO will continue to help you. The future of Bosnia is, of course, Herzegovina is in the hands of the people of Bosnia-Herzegovina, but NATO can continue to provide help, and we will do that.
Analysts have described your visit to the region as a clear message to Russia. Is there truth in these claims? And also, is there truth to the claim expressed by some media outlets that the Balkans is the zone of competing interests between NATO and Russia?
My visit to Bosnia-Herzegovina and to Kosovo is a message to the people in Kosovo and the people of Bosnia-Herzegovina that NATO is here to continue to support and help. In Kosovo with our KFOR forces, our military presence, to help keep stability and preserve the peace. In Bosnia-Herzegovina to continue to help you reform, modernize. And Bosnia-Herzegovina is a close and highly valued partner of NATO. We have helped you, but Bosnia-Herzegovina has also helped NATO. You contribute to our shared security. You contribute with forces. You are contributing with forces, troops, to NATO's military presence in Afghanistan, helping to fight international terrorism. And you also support the international coalition fighting ISIL. So we are working together. We are grateful for the support you provide us. And I know that in Bosnia-Herzegovina, you are grateful for the support that NATO provides to you. So we are partners, we stand together, and that's beneficial both for Bosnia-Herzegovina and for NATO.
Mr. Secretary General, at the summit in Warsaw, you said that NATO and Russia are experiencing a new kind of relationship. Could you please elaborate?
My message to Russia is that we don't seek confrontation. We don't want a new Cold War. We are actually striving for a more constructive and better relationship with Russia. But this has to be based on respect for some core values and principles which the peace and stability in Europe has been built on for decades. Not least the importance of respecting the territorial integrity and the sovereignty of all states in Europe, including Ukraine. So of course we cannot accept that Russia has used force against the neighbor, Ukraine, to annex or to take a part of Ukraine, Crimea. And NATO has responded in a measured and defensive and proportionate way by deploying some more forces to the eastern part of the alliance to just send a signal that NATO is there to protect all allies against any threat. And by doing so, we are preventing a conflict because as long as NATO stands united, as long as we are firm, then we're also sending a signal that an attack on one ally will trigger a response from the whole alliance, and this is the best way to prevent the conflict.
At the end of the last year, you said, and now you repeated, that the issue of immovable defense property and its registration was crucial for the activation of the membership action plan. Republika Srpska is partially against it. How do you think this problem can be solved?
It may sound like a technical issue, the registration of immovable defense properties, but it reflects the degree of state control over the armed forces, and therefore this is an important sign of state control over the armed forces. And this is a condition that was set by all 28 allies back in 2010. Bosnia and Herzegovina has made progress. We are supporting Bosnia and Herzegovina to make even more progress. At the end of the day, it has to be up to the people and the authorities of Bosnia and Herzegovina to make sure that you deliver on those criteria.
It's often said that Serbia is the backbone of stability in the region, and it's committed to being neutral. The events of the past few months have demonstrated that stability is very hard to reach. What would your message be to the leaders in the region?
That it is important to de-escalate, to avoid any increase in tensions, to show restraint, and to continue to work for closer partnership, closer cooperation between the countries in the region. And I'm aware that there has been some setbacks and some incidents which has caused concern, but at the same time I really believe that the people and the leaders in this region will not once again repeat the mistakes from the past. War will be so destructive for everyone in this region, and conflicts and disagreements have to be solved in a peaceful way through the diplomatic and political dialogue and channels. Serbia is a partner of NATO. Serbia is a country which we have very close political dialogue with, and we work together with Serbia in practical ways. I myself have visited Belgrade. Prime Minister Alexander Vučić just recently visited NATO, met the North Atlantic Council, the 28 NATO members. So we appreciate the cooperation, the partnership with Serbia, fully respecting that Serbia is not aspiring for NATO membership. NATO has never forced any country to become member. We respect the decision. If a nation decides that it wants to try to become member, like Bosnia and Herzegovina, and we respect the decision if a nation decides not to become member of NATO. That's fully up to the nation to decide itself. It's not for NATO to be part of such a domestic decision-making process.
Mr. Secretary General, thank you very much for conducting this interview with Al Jazeera.
Thank you so much.